What's up, everybody? Let's talk about the heart and mind. This is a concept that is as old as any esoteric concept that exists. But I absolutely love the way Vadim talks about these ideas. You know, we know these as the conscious and the subconscious mind, the masculine will and the feminine, spirit or soul. But we're basically, in essence, two parts. Heart and mind. The heart being really our heart, right? The esoteric, sort of ethereal, spiritual part of ourselves. And then the mind being this, whatever the hell we're perceiving all this stuff through out here. And, you know, it's not our brain exactly, right? Our brain is this thing that's like a bag of meat in our head that like squirts a bunch of weird chemicals, right? But those chemicals are the effect and not the cause, okay? So we need to keep that in mind. Just because we can look at something under a microscope, it means that we can perceive of it and we might know the how, but that doesn't mean we know the why. And the why is really what spirituality and esoteric ideologies are all about uncovering. And that's why this idea and this concept is as old as they come. Because it's truly about connecting the two parts of ourselves. We have the heart and the mind. The heart being the subconscious. And the subconscious mind is literally connected to everything in existence. Everything. It knows all this stuff and it's picking up on all this stuff all the time. The heart, it doesn't think or speak, but it feels and it knows. It feels and it knows. And it knows that it came here to the world, to earth, to have a specific experience. Now our mind, on the other hand, that's the conscious part of us, it only can understand a narrow amount of things, right? Like it's trying to process its being conscious. And what, developing consciousness is, or a spiritual practice, is trying to open up our awareness or consciousness to the subconscious, right? Like all we really are is attention consciously, and then subconsciously we're just connected to everything that is, all of infinity. And that's where all the magic lies. Truly, like everything is possible. And I've been doing the Wim Hof stuff, and man, I've been experiencing more and more about this, just the sensations and the connectedness. And that's really what the subconscious heart is all about, and acknowledging that. So the more that we can use our conscious mind and focus on our subconscious mind, our heart, and really begin to connect and fall in love with that part of ourselves that is connected to everything, the more we can open up possibilities, okay? Vadim talks about in this book that each and every one of us, we're not a clean slate. We're not a tabula rasa. Now we are programmable, but each and every one of us has a specific shape to our soul, that we are in fact a water droplet that is suspended in air. And while it's in air, it is its own piece, but still part of the infinite ocean. Okay, so it's a great metaphor. It's a beautiful way to think about it. And Rumi said, you are not a drop in the ocean, but the entire ocean in a drop. That's pretty powerful, and it's true. We're connected to literally everything. Vadim says in this chapter that, what enlightenment is to understand the infinite sea while you're in the droplet. Now, that's not the goal of transurfing. The goal of transurfing is to basically, live with some purpose, to find and be able to attain your goal. And really, it's not even about finding purpose itself, but just finding whatever your goal is and trying to find the key to that particular goal. And that, in my opinion, has a lot to do with purpose, but he doesn't necessarily go into that so much. That other book that we've been exploring, Outwitting the Devil, talks a little bit more about that. Now, both of them are incredibly helpful as far as these ideas go, but the point is simply that you are special, specific, and unique. You have a fingerprint. You are a puzzle piece in the grand scheme of things that is very, very important in the sense that there's something just unique about the blueprint of your soul. That, you are a piece of God, not God itself, but a piece of God, and that particular piece fits just right. This one was too hot, this one was too cold, this one was just right. And so that's what we're looking for in order to, bring our soul into its own happiness. It came here for an adventure, it came here for a specific reason, and we want to use our conscious mind to help our subconscious reach its goal. A lot of what it suffers with is basically believing that it's not worthy of having certain things. And this comes from time, a lot of time thinking and putting these ideas into practice, becoming aware, becoming conscious of our subconscious minds and the limits that we've placed upon it. Because basically what happens is, throughout our life, there are tons of pendulums that are telling us this. We've got to conform to this standard. We've got to do as I do, right? That's the rule of the pendulum. Well, the rule of transurfing is to be exactly as you are, meaning to allow your heart to literally be that shape. Fall in love with it with all of your mind and begin to serve that subconscious mind with the conscious mind and really be able to put these things in perspective. Because our conscious mind is constantly tripping, right? It's tripping over pendulums all the time. It's like, oh, well, I can't have this because I'm not such and such, or I can't do this because I'm not X, Y, or Z. And it's telling us all of these excuses. Well, all the heart wants is a toy. It's just a toy, man. And then so our conscious mind's like, oh, well, we've got to get this money, we've got to do this. No. We don't. We just need to identify our own heart and the toy that it wants. If we chase money our entire lives, then we're going to get to money, and then we're going to basically disengage from the chase of the heart and chase money, and then hopefully one day, when we have enough money, we'll do the thing. You'll never do it, ever. You'll never do it. So what we want to do is just listen, just relax and rest, and start to understand Timet Noske, right? Again, one of the oldest ideologies, to understand, know thyself, know your heart, know your subconscious mind, love it with every aspect of your consciousness, and then begin to open that up. Let it speak to you, right? The heart doesn't think, it feels and knows. So you can ask your heart questions. That's the connection between you and all of infinity. That's where it lies when Rumi says you are not the drop in the ocean, but the entire ocean in a drop, because that connection to infinity exists there in your soul. So you begin to ask, what is it that you want, soul? And maybe sometimes you're a little bit misguided, and that can happen. Like sometimes I thought my soul was telling me to eat Chick-fil-A. Well, I don't think it was, but it was still a fun adventure. Sometimes maybe it is telling me to eat Chick-fil-A. I don't know, but you've got to listen to your own, and open up your own consciousness to your subconscious mind. Because again, our conscious mind is being told all these things. You got to do this. You got to go to this standard. And so what it does is it puts the soul into a box, and it says, well, we've got to be this, and we've got to, comply to this standard and that standard. And then the soul is kicking and screaming because it doesn't want to conform to any standards. It just wants to be what it is. So the more we can begin to yield to that and really serve the subconscious mind with our conscious mind, and it's going to take a little bit of programming or reprogramming to open back up to the possibility because of all of these pendulums that we've been experiencing over time, right? So we want to understand who we are at a deep, deep level. Remember that sometimes you'll feel that something is a maybe, and that means no. And when you feel in your heart that something is a no, that means no also. Only if you are 100% certain that that is the thing, is it really the thing? Now, on the way to finding the thing, try everything. Have fun. Enjoy experiencing what there is to offer here. The reason why our soul flies through the dream space every night is to have all these crazy, weird experiences. And that's exactly what it's trying to do. It wants to have those experiences here in real life. It has an agenda, and it wants to do it, and it will stomp its foot if we don't allow it, and we want to allow it. That's what we're here to do. We're here to embrace our uniqueness of our soul and apply it and put it into being here in the physical world. So a little bit on the heart and mind. It's a brilliant chapter. I highly recommend reading, obviously, the entire book, but this particular chapter is just lovely, and is a great way to talk about a concept that's really in every esoteric book ever known to man. We talk about heart and mind connection and the charm that creates, and it really does bring outer intention or divine will toward us. And once we fall in love with our heart, with all our mind, and open up to the thing that we truly do deserve, you deserve the absolute best, the more it will start to come to you. And then we want to go toward it with a calm, knowing intention, like going toward the letterbox. I think of retro causality with this, which is kind of an idea from Tufte, but think about throwing a rock into a pond and the ripple comes back. Okay, when I think about intention, this is a great way to think about it. I'm not sure that this is a concept that can be proven per se. However, it's a great model and it's a great way to think about what intention is, right? Other than like, I gotta go to the bathroom right now, get out of my way, right? Because that works too. But again, the rock goes ahead, boom. I made this decision in the future. I'm already there as far as things go, right? I'm not thinking about, well, when I do this or I'm going to do this. Nothing future about it. It's just now. This is a thing. It is. I have it. There's a reality. There's a lifeline where I have this thing. You know, that is my goal. I deserve it, and so it already is attained in the future, right? Which is now also, because there's no such thing as time, but only clocks. So that ripple, it basically aligns reality backwards toward us. So that, boom, we click on and then we start to take action toward the thing that we want. So I hope that's a cool little trick, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please, holler at me. Send me a message directly. I'll respond. Come check out my Facebook group. I've got a MeWe group too. If you don't like FB, I don't blame you. Let's see what else. My website. That's a thing. I got a website, and I'll give you a free ebook if you come by. And also, I really want to thank my friends at Content Safe. They're amazing. If you're a content creator, you know a content creator that wants to distribute their stuff beyond just YouTube or whatever other platforms that they're using, they're a great resource and amazing, amazing people. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and we'll see you next time.